Looks to me like it is time for some more quantum questions. So, I know one thing I can help with today. So, I'm just going to go there from the start. I've been seeing a lot of conversations. I've been seeing a lot of people hey, Gerald, good to see you, brother. A lot of people really starting to freak out about this lockdown. Hey, Mary. Um, there's a lot of people starting to freak out and get upset and worried, except for those that are already panicking and totally losing it. And I don't want to in any way downplay what's going on or sidestep. Hey, Christine. I don't want to sidestep or downplay what's going on. And in the simplest terms, hey, Crystal, good to see you, girl. Hey, Michael. In the simplest terms, some of you might not be ready to hear this. That's your issue, not mine. You don't have to listen. There is a relatively tiny number of people on the planet who have had a very long held, strategically planned and documented intention to kill the vast majority of people on the planet. And they've planned at least for decades to have a real or imagined pandemic. Love you, buddy. A real or imagined pandemic where people will, let me make a quick note here. Anybody who is messaging me from within the group and has not given the StreamYard app permission. I'm handling some business here in my group. Bear with me for a second. Okay, we're just checking to see if anybody else was trying to get into this. If you're in my Facebook group and you are, where did my window go? There it is. All right, now I'm back with you. If you're in my group and you haven't clicked to give StreamYard permission, it will look like this. I won't know who you are. So I'm helloing you back. Aloha. And I'm not sure who that is. All right. So those of you that have clicked, this is what I see. Definitely do some deep breathing for this. I'm just addressing it. And a couple people have messaged me saying that they're really panicking. And a few people have sent me messages showing conversations they're having with other people. So I know some of the people following me and being on these sessions and people in this group have some of those worries and concerns, right? So I don't want to shy away from it. I've been kind of curious about how more people haven't brought it up on these quantum question sessions. Like people are asking me, yeah, well, what about my chronic bad breath? Do a quantum question for that. I figured 80% of the people would be doing quantum questions about the global situation. And there's the possibility that some of you might not have fully considered the possibility that you might be totally responsible for the entire situation. Might be too much of a stretch for some of us, some of the time. My position is that I am absolutely, utterly, totally, and completely responsible, meaning I have the infinite ability to respond to what's going on. If it were not for level 5, I would be freaking the fuck out myself. If I didn't know how to breathe and bring myself back in and take responsibility and understand the perfection that's happening behind the scenes and that infinite unlimited love and light and being and presence are just as infinitely now as they ever were, and that the most impossible situation can turn in an instant. If I didn't have a little bit of dirt under my fingernails from working in the garden earlier, if you know what I mean. Hey, Misha, aloha. It's been a while. I'd be freaking the hell out. Hey, Michael, good to see you, bro. I'd be freaking the fuck out. I don't know. I'd be like sitting with a bottle in one hand, a joint in the other, saying, eat, drink, and marry for tomorrow, be merry for tomorrow we die. Okay? And guess what? You could be in a personal situation where it all looks utterly, totally, and completely hopeless for you. Chained up to a wall, and they're coming at you with the chainsaw. And you're like, how the hell did I get here? And literally before the chainsaw touches your skin, you could go, poof, wait, what just happened? And somebody rushes in, knocks the person with the chainsaw. They just happen to have a key that fits your lock, and you walk out of the room. I have had similar experiences myself. Absolutely end of hope, no way out. And the whole universe seemed to shift and change instantly. And choosing to not dwell on it too much, that is an option. Choosing to look away and ignore the whole thing is an option. Hey, Peter, good to see you, bro. Knowing that there are infinite possibilities is the only help, and it's the all help, and it's the ever-present help. And just like I said, if it wasn't, funny, Marilyn, if it wasn't for level 5, if it wasn't for what I know about the fact that I am infinite, unlimited rivers of energy in the midst of infinite, unlimited ocean of possibility, I would just I'd either kill myself or I'd want to die. You know, every once in a while, some family, some mom or dad puts their kids in the trunk of the car and drives high speed off a cliff or into a lake, like just taking their family with them. They don't want to be in this game anymore. And that's not where I'm at. I am teaching and reminding myself and my family that we are in a state of infinite possibilities. We're not flinching away or looking away from what's happening. We're looking at it and saying, and what's possible, and what's possible, and what's possible, and what's possible. And this, I believe, is a very significant part of the answer. I believe this is a significant part of the answer. I'm going to leave this on the screen for a few minutes. All right. So this is going to take us to our specific. Hey, Erica, good to see you. When I consider the possibility that we are one, ultimately, I am one. When I consider that possibility and I bring myself into presence, breathing and recognizing, 1111, what a coincidence. I love that. At this moment, when I breathe into presence and I say, that could all be reflecting what's going on in me, then I want to change what's going on in me. I want to address it and bring about the highest harmony in me. Is it possible that there's someone you've had a grudge with? Now, I'm going to talk about radical forgiveness for a minute. Radical Forgiveness is a book written by Colin Tipping, who he wrote a book that is probably the most complete. Rochelle, aloha, good to see you. Most complete approach to forgiveness that's ever been developed. It is absolutely stunning. And when someone goes through the radical forgiveness process completely with another person, the universe changes. And very often when one does a radical forgiveness process and completely forgives the other person to the point where they actually realize, wait, all this time I was holding this grudge against you that you did that to me, but I now fully see that you did it for me. I see how it was for me. I see the benefit, and I am willing to allow everything to shift in total forgiveness back to its inherent infinite love. When you do that, you unmake the walls of energy and grudge and blame and criticism and anger that was poisoning you and blocking you from them. Like removing a thorn that was between two cells that need to communicate in your body. But is it like removing a thorn that was between two cells that need to communicate in your body? Or was it actually removing a thorn? Is it like it or is it it? Imagine if half of the cells in your spleen had a grudge against a third of the cells in your pancreas. And they were like, I'm not going to do my fucking job. Fuck you. Suffer over there, bitch. I'm not going to do my job. Do you see the insanity of that? Well, if we realize that we're all one, all of us spiritual fucks who love to talk about how all is one, and then we're sitting here holding a grudge against another cell in my body, which I call my brother, my sister, my enemy. So what if those motherfucking evil, black-hearted, child-slaving, fucking Illuminati monsters are cells in my body showing me something that I was doing that I wasn't aware of? And instead of wanting to get rid of them, what if I decided to help them stop what they're doing? Those of us that actually know, and I want to put the word know in quotation marks, those of us who know that the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds and a few others are frantically, desperately, insanely devoted and committed to killing us all so they can have the planet for themselves. All the minerals and gold and diamonds. If they do what they said they're going to do, some of you say, oh, that's a crazy conspiracy. They're fucking saying it publicly, okay? They're saying it publicly. Most people just won't look where they said it. And most people don't want to hear it. But those few that are frantically, devotedly, consistently, effectively seeking to bring about the murder of several billion people so that they can have a few 100 million slaves and servants and they own the planet. That is their stated intention. Everybody's like, I hope this virus blows over. This fucking virus ain't going to blow over. There ain't no fucking virus here. That's not what's happening. We're being lied to on a level that we honestly cannot even imagine. And if you sit here fearing them or hating them, you utterly prevent yourself from being able to change them and change their motivation. This is my belief and my observation, and it fits in the midst of level 5, which has so far addressed every other issue that I've ever encountered with all my clients, all my own life, my family, and everybody that I've ever helped. I can't tell you that it's true. I can only tell you that it has proven itself to be true in my experience. They are trying to start another one. It's been in the plans for a long time. Whether you wear a mask or not will not change this situation. Whether you try to convince somebody else whether they should wear a mask or not is not going to change this situation. It's playing into their hands. The time for us to reach this place right here. How do I do this? This place right here. The time for us to reach this place right here is now. Marilyn, right before you typed this question, Crystal answered it. And if you hug the hurt little boy in you and me, if you and I hug the hurt little boy inside of us, the hurt little girl, the hurt little being inside of us, we are hugging the hurt little one inside of them. Hey, Julie, welcome. Why is today the day that I chose and I choose to remember and to re-know and remember and remember and remember and remember as many times as it takes for me to remember and then remember and then remember and remember that the actual definition of remember means to pull my pieces back to one, to remember. All those broken members of the club, all those broken pieces that I thought were not me. Hey, Kurt, welcome, buddy. To remember, to reunify. That is not my enemy. That is part of me doing something. Loving ourselves absolutely, utterly, totally, and completely is the answer. It's the only answer. Wow. Nice. That's gorgeous, man. Nathan just picked a gigacious, beautiful purple carrot out of our garden. What could possibly be more important? What could possibly be more important? Loving that soil and thanking those plant seeds for feeding us. And remembering it's all inside of me. It's all inside of me. Love you, buddy. If I'm going to truly love myself, and I admit that Grandpa Rockefeller is part of myself, that motherfucker's trying to kill us all. I mean, he's publicly saying we're going to kill the majority of the people on this planet and have absolute, utter, total, tyrannical control over everybody left. Hey, Nathan. Nathan, will you bring the carrot here? But what kind of a human being would do such a thing? Only a scared one that doesn't feel love. Come here, buddy. There was a request. Check it out.
It's so dark.
That thing is gorgeous, and it's going to be yummy. I'm on live. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
They asked you to bring it. I'll be done in a few minutes. Why is today that I remember that in order to remember, I would actually have to have dismembered. To remember, I would have had to have dismembered. And to choose to return to presence, I would have had to have departed from my presence, from the presence, the one. The one behind the illusion of separation and dismemberment. I don't mind going there. Let's do it. Why is it true that whether Trump is actually doing what some of us think and hope that he's doing, why is it whether he's doing it or not, he might be? And why is it that if Trump is actually doing what he said he's doing, working on ending the entire human trafficking, child sex trafficking, And I see a tremendous amount of evidence about that. Why is it that our choice to love Trump, regardless of what he's doing, is exactly the same as our desire and our choice to love the Rockefeller family and to love Ted Turner, who publicly said, no, we got to kill about 95% of these fuckers or the earth is going to die? Why is it that our love is the only thing that can help? Why is it possible that Donald Trump is actually draining the swamp and letting the creatures who were totally running the show, letting them fall to the side, defanging? Now, I got nothing against snakes, but defanging the artificial poisonous snake. Why is it that he can do it? And why is it that our choosing to love Trump re-empowers him in our imaginations, which is where this universe exists? Why is it that by loving the Rockefellers and the Trumps and my next door neighbor and the person who punched somebody for not wearing a mask, why is it that by choosing to stay at peace and fully loving them causes them to feel a bit safer? And the light that I emanate to them, that I've been withholding in my blame and judgment of them and in my fear of them, as that light extends once again from me through them, their so-called light turns back on. And they say, wait, what was I doing? I was like, I don't feel like doing that thing I was about to do. Well, that's what I'm answering. And I don't agree at all that we have to believe that the greater good is at work here, because that'll only put us more in opposition to the greater bad. It's to admit the perfection behind all that is. How to help them with this? By loving them. What I was saying about radical forgiveness just a little bit ago, when you fully forgive your enemy and you remake them your friend on the way to remembering, oh, wait, they're one with me. In that process, the energy between you and them changes and the blockage between you and them lifts and your light and love extends to them again. No, nothing to be sorry about, Leanne. I'm with you. It's all good. And now it's for us to continue to do this again and again for ourselves throughout the day. Listen, I wake up in the morning, being me, I wake up in the morning to 5, 10 or more new videos on what's happening right now from alternative sources. And I saw a video this morning that was so incredible. I mean, the best yet. And you've been seeing a lot of them. I've been seeing a lot of them. This thing was absolutely incredible. A guy named Harry Vox. There's like a 12-minute video on YouTube that they keep taking down and people keep uploading and taking down and uploading. And he goes into the lockstep section of David Rockefeller's report from like 2009 or whatever. He was speaking in 2014, and he said they're going to release a virus on us, and then they're going to have mandatory face masks and quarantines, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. This has been planned for so long. Guys, we're not dealing with no fucking COVID fucking bullshit. No, we're not. That's not what's going on here. We're dealing with totalitarian, psychopathic motherfuckers that are actually just cells in my body. And it's time for me to let the love flow. Oh, final analogy for today. You ready? Imagine that if you put a tourniquet around your ankle and you put the tourniquet there and you tied it. I don't know why, but I'm going to put a tourniquet on. And somehow it was a little bit too tight. Hey, Claudia, I love you, girl. Good to see you. You put a tourniquet on your ankle, and little by little, your ankle begins to swell. It was a little bit too tight. And then you notice, and then you kind of forget about the tourniquet and you just know, oh my God, my foot is swelling here. My foot is swelling. Something wrong with my foot. I don't like my foot like this. I hate my foot. In fact, I'm getting pissed off. My foot is hurting. It won't stop hurting. I've tried to make it stop hurting. It's still hurting. Look, now it's turning purple. Oh my God, it's starting to rot. What the fuck? What the fuck is wrong with my foot? Why is my foot doing this? I don't like my foot like this. It's hurting. It's bothering me. You go to the doctor. The doctor says, well, yeah, your foot's completely fucked up. You're right. And then your friend's like, man, when my foot got like that, I cut that motherfucker off. A rotten foot is not a good thing. Or you could just untie the damn tourniquet. And what I'm saying is, what if you have tied a tourniquet between yourself and what you think is the others? And it's blocking the flow of energy and light and love and blood and communication through the cells to those parts of yourself that you're convinced are bad. So you're fearing it and hating it and wanting to cut it off. Isn't that what they're doing? Wait, isn't that what I'm doing? So what if we untied the tourniquets today? How would I do that? By coming to total presence and sitting and loving them and being grateful. Thank you, David Rockefeller and George Soros. Thank you for showing me how far I can go when I'm out of balance. Thank you for showing me what I am actually capable of when I've dismembered and dissociated and shut off myself from the presence. And now I'm ready to change it. And I understand the only way to change is a forgiveness that goes so completely into love that I remember that forgiveness is love. And why is today the day that I did it? Why is today the day that I did it? Why is it that this Facebook Live got recorded? Because it's only in our unconditional happiness group right now. Why is it that so many people in the unconditional happiness group actually recorded this video and shared it everywhere, far and wide? Why did 100,000 people see this video, and why is everybody across the planet being touched by it right now? Why is this the message? Whether it comes from me or you, because we're all one anyway. Jesper looks like aloha, welcome. I'm wrapping up. You might want to watch the replay of this one. Could we begin to remind ourselves of this today? If you don't change your direction, you might end up where you're headed. And if you ain't looked at your direction recently, might be today the time, the place to do it. Why is today the day that I remember that love is the answer, such that there is no longer a question? Why is it today that I realize that love is actually all that's here? Everything else is a misperception from my tourniquets that I forgot, blocking the flow of communication. And forgiveness is the answer. Full, utter, complete forgiveness. Now I'm summarizing the universe here right now. Love is the only thing that's here. The whole thing is love. It's all love. Everything, all of it. Yes, even that. But even that. Yeah, but Brian, you're saying, yes, that too. It's all love. Everything else that we perceive as not love is simply a misperception based on the tourniquets that we tied and forgot that's blocking the flow of communication in our perception. Forgiveness that goes all the way back to gratitude. Thank you for doing this for me. Yes, I thought you were wrong and bad. I was judging you and I thought you did it to me and I thought it hurt me and that you were a fucking asshole. But I realized in the most profound way, you were loving me by showing me what I felt and giving me a chance to feel it. I meet you with only infinite gratitude, George Soros. I meet you with only infinite gratitude, Bill Gates. I meet you with only gratitude, people who say we need to wear masks in lockdown. I meet you with only love and gratitude. I process and take responsibility for my feelings. And as I greet you with that, and I don't resist you, you get a chance to rethink what you were doing. Why is today the day that I got it? And why did I realize that I probably would forget again? I can return the entire universe out of misperception back to the infinite love that it always is and was. I can. I can. Will you do it when you see the next video that says they're mean assholes and this is what they're doing now? I invite you, I encourage you to share this. Yes, it's going to be weird to somebody. Like, what's wrong with that guy's fucking hair? And why doesn't he wear a shirt? And what the hell's up with the crystals? I understand. If you share the video, feel free to screen record it. Upload it to YouTube. Feel free to invite people to the group and share this video. The group is still open, so you actually can share this video out all over the place. I will change the text on it so that it makes a little bit of more sense and let people know. If you do share this video, let them know, listen, guys, this is going to be different. It's going to seem weird. Just trust me and stay curious. This guy has helped a lot of people, and that'll help them to be open to hear it. Okay? I love you, and I love you, Crystal. I'm really grateful to have you on the sessions with me. I'll see you Friday, everybody. Aloha.